No duckies. Oh, it's a beautiful, sunny, warm day. At least I have a breeze. Let's see how well this works. Hi, go duckies. Hi, go duckies. Oh, we'll have to see if anybody shows up. Because I have been out of commission for a while. And that sun is still bright, even though I got my hat on. I got my ponytail. I got my hat on. Hey there, Trish. Long time no see. Come out here in the sunshine and I can see how much all the dust on my screen. It's like, that's gross. Tell you, the sun is shining. We got a few clouds in the sky, but not enough to block the sun much. Obviously, it's warm. And we are all doing well. However, what was not doing well for a while, and this is why I've been missing in action, so to speak, is my computer. The fan decided to go. And, well, as soon as it started to go, I told my son, okay, go ahead, order a replacement fan. It wasn't that expensive. And, okay, he did that. And he said, okay, it'll be here in just a few days. Okay. So I figured, was it about 3 days, I think is what it was supposed to be. And I waited and it didn't show up. And I said, what's the tracking say? The tracking says it's in Lexington. Okay, Lexington is not that far. It usually, if it's in Lexington, it's here within a day or two. Okay. And so I figured no need to panic. It should be here within reason. And after a few days, I checked the mail. There's nothing there. And I asked him, okay, have you checked the tracking? Where is it? It's like, it went to New Jersey. What? Why would it go? Okay, it came from Georgia, and it went to Lexington, and then it went to New Jersey. Why? That was crazy. And of course, then he called, I don't remember if it was, I think it was through the post office. And they said that, looks like somebody put it on the wrong truck. Yeah, think. So it went to New Jersey, and we had to wait for it to leave the state. New Jersey's another country sometimes. And so anyway, it finally showed up. I think it was like 2.5 to 3 weeks after it was ordered. And once it was here, it was lickety split. My son was able to get it, installed and all. I think he got it installed. It was either Thursday night or Friday. I don't remember. It's like, well, I guess I'm not getting any videos up because I couldn't run the computer for very long. I couldn't sit there and edit anything, I didn't dare go live because, it would get overheated and that's not good. I already went through that with one computer. So, so frustrating. Glad to track. Yes, it was very frustrating. So, but we finally got it, and now I'm up and running so far. I have been busy in the meantime. I think I mentioned I got my Muscovy ducks. Well, they are growing up very quickly, and I built a small pen for them at the back of the cabin because they still needed the heat lamp. How did you know the fan was out? It was getting too hot. It was getting too hot. I oftentimes put the laptop on my lap, and I could tell it was getting too hot. And when I opened up the bottom, the fan wasn't going, and I could get it to go with, if I spun it with something that would fit in there. But it wouldn't kick on automatically. Oh no, and here comes the guineas. Oh no, you don't, you goofy birds. Hold on a second, guys. Sorry, duckies. All right. Ha, guineas, you're not getting it this time. Sorry about that. I hope you didn't mind looking at my bare log wall. I knew the guineas were down in the pasture and by the driveway, so I said, okay, I'll put the food down for the ducks. And, well, guess who just came around the corner? And the guineas will chase off the ducks and eat their food, and they will gobble them down. They are very opportunistic. It's like, you're supposed to be out eating ticks, and believe me, there's plenty of ticks out there. They don't start doing their job, I'm going to have to fire them. But that's okay. The ducks, I've seen them eating a couple of flies. So they are, even now, still earning their keep a little bit. They're still young. They are just getting their feathers. Just starting to get their feathers. But I let them out of the pen during the day, and I locked them up at night. They still needed the heat lamp for a little while, so that's why I put them here, so I could run a heat lamp to them. But they're running loose here behind the cabin, and they're loving it. I figure, let them chase flies. There's a few back here. Haven't had quite the population explosion, like, maybe in about another week or two we'll have a population explosion, and hopefully they will just go hog wild on flies. That's what I'm hoping for. So even though I haven't been on the computer much because of technical difficulties, I still have been working. I've been running the Amish, of course, to work and back. They've got a major project starting up this week. Let me see here. Don't mind me, I gotta keep tabs. That was a text from my pastor. We had church for the first time this morning, and they required a mask in order to attend. I tried. I put a bandana across my face. I tried. I couldn't breathe. I could not breathe. I had to leave. I couldn't do it. So, anyway, I will not be attending church until they get rid of the until they get rid of the mask requirement. I can't do it. Unless I can find the kind of dust mask that I had, which got totally destroyed when my shelter blew over. I won't be doing that. And even the dust mask, I wore it when I was cutting the wood and stuff, but I didn't wear it for an hour. So I just don't know if I can do it. The bandana, nope, couldn't do it. Could not do it. I could not breathe. I had to leave. I had to. And come to find out, I've got a sister who has the same issue. And she has to wear a mask for her job. And she has a terrible time. She comes up with every excuse possible to leave her workstation so that she can take the mask off, just so she can breathe. And it's very, very difficult. So anyway, he was responding to my text. I told him that I'll be back when we don't have to have the mask anymore. So anyway, what was I talking about? The ducks, they're doing good. And what else have we got? we've got chicks. We've got chicks going on the deck on the porch. I got 3 different ages, and it's the breed I wanted. Um, and they're doing well. I lost a couple. I think, well, I'm not sure it was from pasty butt or from being stepped on, because I had them all together at one point, and there's 2 chicks that are larger than the others, and I don't know if they got trampled or if it was the pasty butt. I tried to get cornmeal just before the chicks arrived, and I couldn't find it. Well, I found cornmeal that had other stuff added to it, like for baking corn muffins or something, but I couldn't find just plain cornmeal. So I figured I was hoping that, there's obviously corn in the chick starter, so I was kind of hoping that would help. Well, it didn't, and I put the apple cider vinegar in the water, and I still had some pasty butt issues. More than what I've ever had. I've never had pasty butt before, so I don't know if it's the feed. I used to do more chick starter. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I had an issue this time around, and I lost 2 chicks from it. The ones I got locally, they were fine. Never had an issue. They were doing great. But the batch I got from hatchery, they seem all good. They did not send any extras. They sent just exactly the amount that I had ordered. And maybe that was because this year there seems to be a run on chicks, and hatcheries were having a hard time keeping up. Let me see, is that better? That might be a little better. How's that? Anyway, so I don't know if the chat's still working or not. So the ducks are doing good. The chicks are doing good. I am in the process of trying to get the chicken coop built. Besides running the Amish around and trying to get that stuff done, trying to get the chicken coop built, and then I need to concentrate on the rainwater catchment system. I finally got the additional information that I'm supposed to have, and honestly, I hope I can do this, because the packet, it's got a lot of technical stuff in it, and it's like I start reading it, I get all bleary-eyed trying to follow. It's like, okay, this was supposed to be a simple rainwater catchment system, gutters and a storage system, okay, and they're talking about other stuff in there, and it's like I'm a little bit confused. They were talking gates, heavy traffic areas. Hi, Tinker's wife. Oh yeah, hi. I can barely see the chat. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's just, technical difficulties. What can I say? Technology is wonderful when it works. So I don't know what's going to happen. How long it's going to take me to get the rainwater catchment system put up. I think the gutters are the easy part. It's all this other stuff I need to deal with. I think I have to have a cement pad poured for the storage tank, I think. And I'm thinking about getting a tall, skinny tank. I got to take measurements to see if it'll fit, because it'll take up less ground space. I can get one that's got like a 4 foot plus or minus diameter, and that's not too bad. And if I have to have a cement pad poured for it, well, I might as well get the barn floor done at the same time. So I just need to get some clarification from the conservation office to make sure I'm doing this right. Because like I said, all these regulations and specifics, it was like more than what I was expecting, you know. So hopefully, I was kind of expecting maybe a list of contractors that did that kind of thing, and no, I didn't get that. So I had said something to him about doing a DIY, and maybe that's why I didn't get. I don't know. I don't know. I got to get clarification. So hopefully, by the end of the summer, we'll have running water. But it kind of depends, because if I have to have heavy equipment come in here, I got to make sure that when there's when it hasn't been a heavy rain, because things kind of get mushy when it's been raining. Um, Things are pretty good right now. We haven't had a lot of rain. We've had some, but not a lot. I think we're scheduled to have some. We're forecast to have some tonight and into tomorrow, I think. So the ducks will be happy. I have to. I have a kiddie pool in there for them. I gotta clean it out and fill it up. I got a little pump. It's a transfer pump that I can put one hose end in the rain barrel and use the other end hooked up to a hose. I can fill the ducks' water from a rain barrel. So, of course, ducks they take a lot of water, I'll tell you. So I really need to get this rainwater catchment system up. I do have the well, but the well, I don't know that I can bring the water from the well all the way up here. So, it's pretty much the rainwater catchment up here for our water up here. I don't know that little pump has the power to bring the water up this high. Like I said, it's just a small pump, but it's better than using a siphon. So it's a step in the right direction. Duck, what are you doing? It wants to get in the pool, but the pool water's gone down quite a bit. I'd give them some clean drinking water, and they do drink that, but if it's not close enough, they'll go to the pool, and the pool is really disgusting. And that's what ducks do. They make the water really disgusting, and it takes like 5 minutes, if that, for them to do that. So, I'll clean it up for them. They are so funny. I wish you could see them. They are really too cute. I should be recording it. But my tripod's down below, so yeah. But I do enjoy watching the ducks. Now, these are Muscovy ducks. They're not the kind that quack, so they're very quiet. So I don't have to worry about them interrupting me or anything like that. But I just can't hold this umbrella still, can I? But it's like if I was sitting out in the sun, I would be sweating buckets. Let me see here. Upgrade later. A stronger pump. Yeah. Well, hopefully we will have a pump with a pressure tank in it, so that it will pump water automatically. I'll be able to turn the tap on and there will be water. Oh, that would be so wonderful. So it's just a matter of getting enough storage system. They had allowed for a 400-gallon tank, but I can get a 500 plus gallon tank for less money than a 400-gallon tank. So I'm hoping that's not going to be a problem. It's one thing I need to clarify with them. So, because why get something that's only minimal and spend more money if I can get something that's ample and spend less money? So I got to figure that out. I think they had allowed like $400 for a storage tank. I got to check the paperwork again. But once that's set up, I was going to put it on the north side of the barn. But I got to thinking, if I get the narrow tank, that I could probably get away with putting it on the south side of the barn. I just have to make sure that the pipes and everything are well away from any access to livestock, which I can do that. It's not that hard to do. We'll see how that works out. Maybe have the plumbing go inside the barn. I don't know. We'll figure it out anyway. I'm still thinking things through. The goats are doing wonderful. They are just clearing the brush like crazy. They Now I keeping an eye on Moo Moo. She's got a bit of a cough, so she doesn't seem to be getting any worse. But I'm keeping an eye on her. I may have to get somebody over here to take a look at her. But all the others are doing good, except a little man is still nursing his mom, and I may have to temporarily relocate him just to get him weaned, because I can't get a strong fence built until after I get all this rainwater catchment stuff sorted out and figured out where I need to go with it. And then I get the reimbursement for it, and then I can get the fencing I need. I know exactly what kind of fence I want, and I know where I want to put it, but I can't do anything with it until after we get the rainwater catchment stuff done. Just one thing after another. Let me see here. What else has been going on? This COVID thing, I'll tell you, it's just, I think it's getting everybody down. I have not changed anything. I go to Walmart, Lowe's, Tractor Supply, and the odd convenience store, and that's because that's where my guys go. Wherever they go, that's where I go, and I'll pick up what I need at those locations. They don't do a lot of shopping outside of those stores because there just isn't time to do a lot of traveling because they're supposed to be working. But I go in there and I go and I get what I need and I get out. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm not, like, I'll wash my hands, but I'm not doing anything else crazy. And I'm perfectly healthy. I've had no issues whatsoever. None of the guys have gotten sick. None of them have had any issues whatsoever. The only cases in our county has been associated with a particular nursing home and any staff that have been associated with that. Other than that, there's been no cases that I've heard of. Sorry about that. I kicked the stand here. So, hopefully things will be starting to get back to normal pretty soon. My husband was saying he saw an article or something on the computer, and he said that they're finding that, oh, there's Angel. Hello, Angel. Silly girl. Yeah, they are finding that the states that are opening up are not having the expected spike in cases. If anything is going down. It's like, that's what I've been hearing was going to happen anyway. And it's all a bunch of hype, So everybody, who actually looks at the numbers, they say, it's been blown way out of proportion. It's like, I really don't see, myself anyway, I don't see the sense in the masks and the rubber gloves and stuff. Okay. Now, if you're dealing with cash, okay, I have no qualms about you having gloves because money is very dirty. I used to be a cashier. Money is very dirty. But you know what? That's what we use to, buy things. Because cards can fail. So, but cash is king. At least that's what I I grew up here, and cash is king. So, and hopefully that will continue to be. Let me see here. Like I said, I told you about the ducks, and I told you about my chicks, and I'm working on the chicken house. Just getting started on that. We also have, and we'll see, don't count your chicks before they're hatched, but I have almost 24 guinea eggs in the incubator. So we will see how that pans out. If I have a male, and I'm not 100% certain, but I think I have at least one male. I think I do. And if I'm right, and he's been doing his job, hopefully we will have some guineas. some keats hatch out in just shy of a month. So let me see here. Today's what, the 20? Oh, the 17th. We're not 20 yet. 17th. So hopefully by about let's say the first week in June, second week at the latest, we could have some baby keats if he's doing his job. If it's a he, and if he is doing his job. So, yeah, I had people asking me for guineas when I first got the keats, because I got a significant number. And it's like I had promised some to my Amish friends, and I gave them 7. And I was going to give some to my golden neighbor, but it's like something told me, he's like, don't be in a hurry to get rid of your keats. And I didn't, and I ended up losing 7 to, I suspect, neighborhood dogs, because they kept wandering down towards the paved road. And so I've only had the 9. And I know that I had a couple males before I lost them. But I'm not real certain if what I have now, if there is or not. So we'll see. Time will tell, you know. And I have offered him, if he wants them, that I will give him some keats if they hatch. So we shall see. Oh, let me see here. So other than that, there's not too much else going on aside from, you know, oh, I do have a garden in. I got, so far I've got peppers, tomatoes. I think I have one cucumber plant that survived my transplanting. And I've got zucchini. Those are the seedlings that I planted. And I planted some green beans so far. We'll see if they come up. I'm just not real sure. Because of where, well, you know, the first year garden, it's not going to be great. And I think there's some things that I probably should have done that I didn't do. But, yeah, first year. Next year will be better. So we'll see if I get anything out of it. I did notice that I've got one tomato plant that's got some issues on some of its leaves, and I don't know how to describe it. Like, almost like there was like some frost damage on the edges, but it wasn't that cold after I planted them. So I don't know what's going on with that. I have to keep an eye on it. And one pepper plant that also seemed to have an issue just along the edges of the leaves. So, and not every leaf either. So I don't know. I got a bug bite on the back of my neck. It itches. But yeah. So hopefully that will come. I'm not going to do any root crops really. My friend gave me a couple potatoes that sprouted. I might throw those in there just to see what happens. But you know, my soil really isn't good for root crops at this point in the game. It still needs a lot of work. So I was going with mostly plants that would have a good, you know, root system that could reach out, you know, not so much a root crop. Would, you know, goes straight down. So like radishes, I wasn't going to worry about radishes. Maybe this time next year I'll have a better garden. I was thinking about doing some raised beds along the top of the hill in front of the cabin, because it would be close to the cabin, and I could do the raised beds so I could add soil to it and build up the soil, and possibly do root crops in that, maybe some leafy greens. We'll see. You know, I'm just still trying to get things situated around here. Things could get done a lot faster if I had a 4-wheeler, but I don't have a 4-wheeler, and I can't even think about getting one until after we get this rainwater catchment system done, because I'm running out of money for different things. So when that's done and I get my reimbursement, I'll know better what I've got to work with. So, and we'll go from there. Very grateful. I've got the Amish that I'm working for. They do take good care of me. As a matter of fact, I have been able to get milk from them because the one family bought a milk cow, and even though they have a large family, she provides far more milk than what they can use, and they were like scrambling. What do we do with all this milk? I said, well, maybe I could buy some from you. So we've come to an arrangement, and if my Keats hatch, they'll be getting some additional Keats free of charge. If they like the Muscovy ducks, and if I have enough to, share, I will. I'm just waiting to see how many hens and how many drakes I have, because I'm only going to keep a couple of drakes. Well, that depends on my hen to drake ratio. Okay. All the hens are safe, but I've got to be selective with my drakes. So that's, we'll see what happens with them but they may be used as barter towards the milk, and it's very good milk. It's very good. I had some the other night with some cookies, and it was very good. I have not had good milk like that for a long time. And I mean, I'm not a heavy milk user. What we go through is like nothing compared to what the Amish family would go through. But so, and I did notice that I am up to over 1,300 subscribers. And that's in spite of me being offline, seems like more than online these days. So I'm very appreciative of those who are new subscribers. And I hope that you will stick around long enough for me to get my videos back up and running again. Like I said, things have been a little bit tricky, but hopefully that will get started again. And hopefully you enjoy it. I really appreciate it. I don't know. Let's see here. For those who are new subscribers, I was living in New Jersey. I had chickens up there, and I had my horse up there. I ended up having to get out of the chickens because it was not on my property. I was on a little postage stamp size lot in town, and they don't let you do anything. So I had to get out of my chickens because somebody else brought diseased chickens on the property. So I chose to get out of it. Wasn't going to take the chance, knowing I was planning on moving. And I figured, you know what? When I have my own property and I have more control, then I'll have my chickens. And I do have my chickens here. I have, you'll see in the videos that I have 3 horses currently. However, Honey is my main riding horse, and she's the one that my channel and my farm's named after. Hence Honey Hollow. The other horse, Diza, she's just a companion for Honey. She's old and she's retired. I don't use her for anything. I just spoil her, feed her, groom her, just let her be. And then there's another little thing that's she belongs to a friend of mine who bought her from somebody here in Kentucky before this virus thing hit, and she had planned on coming down here to get her, but before she could make those arrangements, they shut the state down, and she couldn't get in here. So I said, well, that's all right. She's no real trouble. She's here. She's fine. She's safe, and so she's been sitting here, and when we can make the arrangements, she will be leaving. there may be something in the works for that. But yeah, the little thing, she's not sticking around. She'll be leaving, so she's just here temporarily. Um, and yeah, so and I get distracted so easily. Oh, yeah. So anyway, we were in New Jersey, and we left New Jersey when my husband was forced to retire early. Um, I mean, we were still going to leave New Jersey because there was no way we could afford to stay in New Jersey. Their taxes are ridiculous, and being on a fixed income, you can't survive up there. So we left, and we got a really good deal on this property. When I first saw this property, as a matter of fact, there's a video of when I first saw the property, and how I felt about it. And I love that video. I love the music in it. See here. I can't remember what I called it, but a little bit ago, it'll be about 2 years ago, we actually, it would have been about 2 years ago this month. It was the end of May that we made our trip down here to Kentucky, and we were property hunting, and we were not going to look at this property. Um, I had seen it listed online, and the pictures and the description just, it looked like it was not going to work. So I wasn't going to worry about it. I just like, no, it's not going to work. It's too steep and this, that, and the other. It's like, no, I don't think this will work. So we were not even going to look at it. We were looking at all these other properties that, the pictures, they looked really good, and oh yes, oh, that would be so fantastic. And, we'll, figure for sure we'd find something. Well, all those other properties, they just kind of like, we got there and it's like, oh man, no, this is way too much work. It's going to require far more than what we can do. And it's like, we wrote them all off. Okay. There was one other property that was smaller, significantly smaller, and it had a building on it, but all this trash. It was just trash all over the place. Like they had squatters in or something, or somebody had started it and then didn't finish it, and the whole thing was just trashed. So that was the only possibility at the time that I thought of. But then I kept seeing signs for this town, and I remembered that this property was in this town, and it's like, it wasn't that far away from where we stay. And you know what would it hurt to go look at it? I guess we can go look at it, but I really do not have high hopes. And we came up the road. It took us a while to find it, because they don't put for sale signs, not for this particular outfit anyway. And so we pulled in. As soon as I got past that cedar tree by the driveway, and it opened up, and it's like, holy mackerel, I just fell in love. Now, I'm not saying this, since we've been here, yes, I found some issues with the property, but it's nothing. It's really not that significant, and I can work around it. You just do the best you can, as you can. And but overall, I absolutely I love the location. I love the property. It's been wonderful. And I truly do believe that God directed me here. It's just the way everything just kind of worked out. It's just like this was the perfect spot. And it'll be 2 years, the end of this month, that I first laid eyes on this property. And we have a breeze blowing. I got ducks hanging out in the shade. They're not dumb by any means. So, but anyway, I've been on here for a while, and I'm just like chit-chatting everything. So I guess I should let y'all go. I'm going to head out. I got things to do. I got to set up to wash some dishes. Didn't have time to do that this morning. Yeah, still washing dishes the way I did on that video. Was it something about adapting? Yeah, well, hopefully before the end of the summer, I won't have to warm up water in a pot and pour it into the wash basins. Hopefully, I'll just be able to turn on the tap and there will be water flowing. Hopefully. Oh, it's the simple things in life that make us happy, isn't it? Alrighty. Well, I guess I will let y'all go. Thank you for stopping by. And hopefully you'll be seeing more of me online. It says very busy right now. Weather's been good. I got to get the chicken coop done. And because these chicks will be ready for it within a couple of weeks. So I really do have to get cracking on it. So, all right. So have a good one, everybody. And I will see you later. If I can find my cursor in this bright sunlight. There we go.